subscribe to my channel, and also press this bell icon so you never miss any new updates, cause whenever
Am I audible? Good evening, friends. Hi, good evening. I'm Dr. Rajat Gupta. I'm the pain specialist. I'm a senior consultant at Artemis Hospital, Gurugram. I'm also a consultant at Orlin Spine and Pain Management Center, Greater Kailash. Today, I chose a topic of discussion as save yourself from back pain. I use the word save because I strongly believe prevention of a disease is better than curing a disease. And I choose the topic back pain because back pain is as common as a tooth decay or common cold, which will affect all of us at some point in our lives. Nobody will be immune to this condition or its potential disability. The good point about back pain is that 40 to 50% of the patients improve within 1 week following it, while 90% of the patients recover from back pain in a span of 6 to 12 weeks, that is around 3 months, and most of them improve with conservative treatment. When I use the term conservative treatment, I mean medications, muscle relaxants, hot and cold packs, physiotherapy, and stuff like these. None of them require surgery or any kind of invasive interventions. But the bad part is that 40% of these patients tend to have recurrence of back pain in a span of next 6 months to 1 year. And that is what we are worried about. Now, before going ahead, I will be talking a little about the anatomy, the structure of the back. What is the reason and why do we suffer from back pain? So I have a spine model with me on which I'll be demonstrating. So that is the front part of the spine and that is the back part. Now the spine is made up of these bones, the white one which you can see. These are called the vertebrae. There are 33 bones in our back which are joined together by these small joints. If you can appreciate these small joints, these are called the facet joints. So we have 24 pair from above to down. We have 24 pair of facet joints. That means we have around 48 facet joints. Apart from this, we have a disc which is commonly called the shock absorber of the spine between the two bones. It is made up of a harder outer surface with a jelly-like structure inside. And apart from this, we have ligaments which are attached on the back, the muscles. So overall, we have around 222 different structures in the back. 33 vertebra, 23 discs, 48 joints, 64 muscles, and 54 nerves. You can see the nerves coming out, the yellow thing coming out of these small holes. These are the nerves. So we have 222 different things in the back. And we learned this in physics, that the more there is to mess up, the more chances something is going to mess up. And this is what happens in our back. So let's just discuss in different positions what are we doing to our back. So when we are lying down supine or straight on our back, we are putting 25% of our body weight on our spine. When we are lying on the sides, we are putting 75% of the body weight on our spine. When we are standing, we are putting 100% of the body weight on our spine. When we are standing with bending forward, like playing a golf or a baseball, we are putting around 150% body weight on our spine. When we are bending forward while standing and lifting weight, we are putting around 200% body weight on our spine. And when we are sitting, we are also putting 150% body weight on our spine. Now, what is the biodynamics of the back pain? If we imagine a fulcrum in the middle of a line if we have to lift a 10 kgs weight, we have to put 10 kgs of pressure to lift it up. But if that fulcrum is shifted to one side, which happens as fulcrum of our waist, we need to put 10 times more weight to lift that weight. For example, if we need to lift 10 kgs of weight, we have to put around 100 kgs of pressure on our spine, and that is why we are more prone to have back pains. Now, what are the common problems and what are the common postures that lead us to back pain? Mostly, poor posture while sitting is the most common reason why we suffer from back pain. Excessive weight, weak abdominal muscles, and is a cause of spinal imbalance leading to back pain, and infrequent exercises. Or we are twisting at the waist with lifting or holding heavy objects. Reaching or lifting heavy weights above our head or below. Lifting or carrying objects which are awkward shapes and sizes. Working in an awkward and uncomfortable positions. Sitting or standing for too long in one position. And of course, trauma, slipping on a wet surface of wet floor. This all can lead to injury to our back. So what we need to do as precautions? So whenever we lift weight, we need to lift it in the area of a power zone. When I say power zone, it starts from the area of the chest to the lower abdomen till the level of our navel. So we should hold the object as close as possible to our power zone. The area above and below is called the danger zone. So whenever we try to do that, we tend to injure and harm our spine. Avoid lifting and bending wherever you can. So the use of carts and trolleys is always preferable in such cases. If the object is too heavy, it is always better to call for help. And if you are alone and you have no other option other than lifting the weight, it is always better to bend down on your knees, lift with your legs, and hold the object as close as possible to your power zone. Never try to bend at the waist to lift the weight. In terms of pushing and pulling, it is always better to push an object rather than pulling it. So prefer pushing things rather than pulling it towards you. Now coming on to what we need to learn. We need to learn the right sitting posture, the right sleeping posture, and exercises. So when I talk about right sitting posture, whenever we sit, we tend to sit more ahead of our back support. There is a big gap between our buttocks and the back of the chair. So we should first support our buttocks to the back of the chair and then try to rest the rest of the back to the back of the chair. Don't sit in front. Your back should all the time be well supported. The feet should be flat on the floor and the thighs should be parallel to the ground. If the chair is high, as per your height, then try using a footstool in order to keep your feet straight. In terms of the length of the chair, the length of the chair should not be too long, because in that case it would obscure the blood circulation behind your knees. And if it is too short, your knees will be hanging without support. So try to have an ergonomic chair. Try that chair first before using it. We all have the habit of folding our legs behind when we are sitting on a chair, but no, that's a bad habit and that's put a lot of strain on your back. So always try to put your feet in front of the chair and flat on the floor. In terms of correct sleeping posture, all of us have the tendency to lie down and sleep on our belly, on our tummy. But when we do that, we put a lot of strain on our back. And that is the reason why when we get up in the morning, our back is really stiff and it takes us some time to be walking normally. So sleeping on your back is the best posture with your knees well supported. So you should put a pillow below your knees while sleeping on your back. If you have the habit of sleeping on your side, so knees should be bent, that supports your back. And if you have the habit of sleeping on your tummy, so try putting a pillow below your hips in order to straighten up your spine. That will put less strain on your spine. Now coming on to exercises. Now this is very, very important. So exercising regularly and every day is very important as a dictum to prevent back pain. And when I say exercises, it's not only about walking or running or jogging. When I talk about back exercises, I mean the core muscle strengthening exercises. Core muscle comprises both back muscles and the abdominal muscles. And that's why they say a healthy core equals a healthy back. Now most of my patients tend to come to me and say that when I exercise, it hurts. So should I continue doing the exercise or should I stop? Now if you are not prone to exercise, then initially your joints are stiff and muscles are weak, so they will surely hurt. But don't worry, you're not damaging your back by doing that. The dictum here is, the rule here is that gradually build it up. Try to do 60% of your exercises you're comfortable with, and then gradually build it up as it goes on, both in duration and severity. Exercising, the habit should be like brushing your teeth. And trust me, you need to exercise for at least 3 months to see a remarkable difference in your back pain. Muscles don't build up in a span of 1 week. Now I'll be talking about certain exercises which I would be forwarding the charts to the management. So please, whoever is interested can ask the management to forward you the charts for the core strengthening exercises. Few of them, which all of us have been doing it for a long time, I'll be just going through them. Firstly, exercises for the abdomen. They are called the modified sit-ups, in which you slowly raise your shoulder off the ground and touch your fingertips to the knees. Now the important point here is holding. If you do not hold, it's of no use. So hold it for 5 seconds. And when you count 5, it should not be like 1, 2, 3. It should be 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. So when you do that, then only you complete 1 second. 1001 completes 1 second. So try holding it for 5 to 10 seconds and try repeating these exercises 5 to 10 times in a day. Then the second one is straight leg lift, which is good both for legs and abdominal muscles. You lie down straight on your back with one knee bent, and you lift the other leg straight slowly to around 8 inches off the floor. Again, hold it for 5 seconds and repeat such exercises 5 to 10 times in a day. Third is the dorsal raise, when you lie down on your tummy with your hips on the hips, with your hands on the hips, and lift your legs one by one and hold it for 5 seconds. Then exercise to help your back is the back leg swing to strengthen up your hip and the back muscles. So you stand behind a chair, hands on the chair, lift one leg back and up, keeping the knee straight, and gradually return back. Repeat it 10 to 15 times. Then the back stretches, that is the knees side to side turn, single knee to chest, and do it alternately, and then try to hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, whatever suits you, and then double knee to chest. And again, holding is very important, and you need to repeat them 5 to 10 times in a day. Piriformis stretch, people who goes to gym or who have a personal trainer must be familiar with the piriformis stretch. And hamstring stretch. Then standing straight and extending your back and holding it for 5 to 10 seconds. So this completes the list of core exercises which needs to be done on a regular basis every day without fail. So my take home message would be if you work on a desk or consider stretching throughout the day to keep your muscles flexible and avoid injury. If you stand for the long time, you should sit down for a few minutes. If you sit for a long time, you should stand for a few minutes. It is always good to lose weight and keep your muscles flexible and healthy. Take a good protein diet. So believe in half what you see and none what you hear. There's a lot of myths around back pain. Using a firm mattress, using a belt, a back brace, use of heat, use of a back support. So all these are myths. All you need to do is need to take certain precautions, certain improvisation of your day-to-day routine and exercise regularly. So remember that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Take care of your back and it will take care of you. Thank you. I would also like to thank the Roshnara Club management, Shivani Singhal and Amit Garg for giving me the opportunity to come here and share my knowledge and experience on the platform. Thank you so much. I'm ready for any questions. If anybody has any particular question, please they can write down in the message box and I would be happy to answer them. There are no questions as of now. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to drop it in the message box and I will come back and answer all your questions. Thank you, and I will also be forwarding you my contact details. If anybody has any query or wants to see me, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.